beautiful and peaceful. You know, all the members are beyond contempt. Yes, they're beyond contempt even when they're on bail for raping a 16-year-old girl, literally carrying her upstairs screaming, for now convicted Muslim rapists who are serving a total together of 49 years in jail in Kent. And this is Jada Franson, aka Britain First, from Britain First, who are called, racist, bigots, Nazis. And here she had the audacity, she had the cheek, and at his house, to call these now convicted Muslim rapists, four of them, migrants, illegals, and an asylum seeker with an English girl who already had 4 kids to various women. She had the cheek to call them dirty Muslim something. Yes, and she's actually been prosecuted, and for shouting it through a letterbox, where allegedly there was a kid was frightened by it. Yeah, one of the kids of this now convicted Muslim rapist was a little bit frightened at somebody shouting through the letterbox at her dad, who is now in jail, for laughing and grinning and making a joke of gang raping a 16-year-old girl. He ran off to Italy and they had to extradite him from Italy. Here she is in action, our Jada Franson. This is the same Jada Franson that President Trump retweeted a few basically true tweets. One of that ISIS kill gays, which they do. They kill thousands of them, and Christians, and Yazidis, as we know from past news broadcasts. And all over the Middle East, certainly, and many, many places, Christians are targeted and have the churches burnt down and are treated like third-class citizens in any Muslim country, because under Islam, all non-Muslims are, quote, dirty kuffar, which is dirty N-word, but it's worse. It's a severe racist slur. Here's Jada Franson in action down on the south coast. Muslim men run off and hide in the kitchen. I don't understand why they're on bail in the first place when they've been now proven to be gang rapists. But
using this restaurant to trap young girls, English girls, and rape them, you dirty monsters. Come on, come and speak to an English woman that won't be taking that kind of treatment. You're dirty men.
And very important point here. What do we see on the window? Just Eat Food Network. Yes, Just Eat, who also sponsor the X Factor, I believe. Yes, 23 years ago, when I worked night shift locally, where I am now, in the northwest of England, I saw many, many shaking, tearful, really battered-looking girls, young girls. I'm talking 12, 13, 14-year-old, coming out of one of these places. I think it was just about the time this name was being set up. But they were all Kurdish Muslim migrants, illegals, and asylum seekers. And asylum seekers, as you all know if you know the law here, are not allowed to work. Neither are refugees, neither are students. Some students are allowed to do a little bit of work, but this shop was staffed by almost entirely migrants, illegals, aliens as you Americans call them. And they were a kebab pizza shop. And I used to have to, there's a video on my channel, I used to have to arrange transport for these girls to get them home. I even offered, I felt so sorry for them, I even offered to be witnesses to a couple. But as we know, this was years before Rotherham. Even the Rotherham abuse happened after this. I think that was about 14 years ago. This was 23 years ago I saw these poor kids coming out. And being a straight guy who was with a woman who had a baby due in a few months, I felt very sorry for these girls. I spoke to 2 police women, and as in Rotherham, as in Oxford, as all over London, they don't want to know, because we all know these Muslims are beautiful people, don't we? Oh, they wouldn't do anything. It's all peaceful Islam. They've never hurt a fly, but they've killed 250 million.
Kidnapping one of our kids and taking them upstairs and gang raping them, you vile people. Film me, come on. Film me. That's fine, because this is going online anyway. You're all going to be exposed. Come outside and face me. Send your men out, go on. Send your men out, or are they only any good for raping British children. Go on, where's your men? Go on, tell him to come out.
You see how they film them, like Britain, for like they're a protected species, which they are really. They have been for years. You know, you're a normal working class guy. You expect any help from the police, you can forget it. You can forget it. But oh, as soon as you mention the fact that Muslims, they'll send 4 police cars around. Honestly, this is what it's like. It's been like this for years. They get top attention. The ordinary Brits are like third-class citizens, and they're filming Britain First. Like, you know, these will be the girlfriends or the sisters of these raping monsters. And she won't be the first. I can guarantee. This 16-year-old girl that was literally carried upstairs, and in the Kent newspaper, it called them, "Here are the faces of the grinning rapists, grinning pizza rapists." I'll put a link underneath. We'll see how long this video gets left on before it's took off, shall we? Won't be the first, and it won't be the last. But you need to know the truth. These Just Eat and Hungry House restaurants, and Uber to an extent, and also Facebook, there's been a few cases where our girls have been targeted terribly through Facebook, and even McDonald's in London. It's going on daily. And Jada Franson and Britain First and Tommy Robinson has been, they've tried to bankrupt them. They've tried to, like, bring up spurious legal charges, and they've nearly bankrupted Tommy Robinson a few times. I'll let Jada carry on.
It's disgusting. And these are being advertised on Just Eat. Well, I think it's about time we contacted Just Eat and told them to remove this disgusting establishment from their website. I'm stood outside a fast food shop where just a few months ago a British girl, a child, a 16-year-old, came into this shop to ask for directions and was dragged upstairs by 4 Muslim men, one of them an Afghan asylum seeker. They dragged her up.
That asylum seeker has got 4 children in the UK. He's not even a citizen. He's got 4 children with 2 women, and he's still raping young girls in this kebab shop, pizza kebab shop, 555 in Ramsgate.
And they gang raped her. This is a child. There were 4 men, and they were laughing as they watched each.
So she begged the 4 Muslims to stop, and they just laughed their heads off and carried on raping her every way they could.
Of their friends gang raping a British child, and I've come here today and there's men inside and they won't come out. They will not face me. I am absolutely disgusted. And Just Eat, you should be a little bit more choosy about who you promote on your website. These people have no right to behave this way in our country. He was a guest in our country. He should have been at home fighting for his country. Instead, he came here and he raped one of our kids. And people wonder why we voted for Brexit, why we want to get out of the European Union, because Merkel's sending these people to us to rape our children.
That's perfectly true, you know. Merkel from the EU, Chancellor Angela Merkel, was going to allocate us. We wouldn't have any choice in it. She was going to send us like round about 800,000 of these savages, these mainly Muslim, African and Middle Eastern savages. If we'd stayed in the EU, we wouldn't have had a word to say about it. That's why me and millions of others are determined we've got to get out of the EU.
Stand up, people. Enough's enough.
So according to the government and Theresa May a few months ago, these are racist bigots for publicising the fact that thousands of our girls, naive usually, young, working class girls, are still getting targeted at these Uber, at these takeaways on the internet, through dating sites. But apparently, you know, they're being racist fascist, pointing this truth out to us, just as Tommy Robinson has been trying to do for years. But of course, you know, they're the racist, fascist idiots, not Islam, which has killed 250 million people, hates us, calls us dirty kuffar. Who are the racists there? See you guys.